Right, hello everyone. I just thought I'd do a quick video as I've finally managed to get the sound, fuel and think tank set up on this little Scalextric loop I've built. One of the main problems with a fuel tank is that it's really calibrated to quite a small track, and you'll see on this one that it runs out pretty quick. But I wanted to build an interesting layout that had the pit stop lane in it, and this is about the smallest I could get in really. Just before we start, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about how they're wired up, as this might be useful to people. So apologies for my bit of drawing here. This is a bit bigclive.com, but we'll give it a go anyway. So what you want to do is you take your controller, or your two controllers rather, and the connectors that normally connect into the track connect into the bottom of the sound track, and it's pretty obvious. I'll show you in a second where they go. This unit has wires in which go into the bottom of the fuel, and then the fuel has wires that go into the track, so they go into the track here. Now obviously you then still have power, so this unit is powered, this unit is powered, and your controllers are powered. The other thing you will finally have is that you should have a jumper cable that goes from this unit to this unit. I didn't have one of those, so what is it? I took the bottoms off these two units, and where the little hole is at the back where you're supposed to plug the jumper cable, which is the standard Scalextric under track clips which people have seen, I just soldered two wires here, and I've created a little bridge unit here, which I'll show you in a second. So you power everything up, controllers into sound, sound into fuel, don't forget this little link, and then whip it into your track. Obviously I've got the computer as well, which we'll have a look at in a second, but you don't necessarily need that. Equally, you don't need both of these two units to work. So I've got this 2.5 amp smooth flow transformer. All three and the two controllers are plugged in. So I've got 5 positive, 5 negative wires. Underneath here then, I've got the two controllers. This unit has its own 2 wires, which go into the bottom of this unit. So this unit, its wires plug into here, and this unit's wires connect to the track. And this is the little jumper cable that I made. So all I did here is I just opened it up, and I tacked positive and negative to the underside of that little clip, and a positive and negative to the bottom of the fuel one, and I've just bridged them, and that's to stop the cars not running on both tracks. So I'll take these two cars off for the minute, and we'll just talk about setting it up, because what will happen when you plug it in is various things happen. I've downloaded the think tank instructions for this unit. If you do end up buying these units, I'm actually sat in a conservatory here, and when you first plug it in the day, it doesn't look like they're working. The lights on this are really, really dim, but we'll give it a go. So you plug it in. Obviously this one's lit up. The fuel tank has filled automatically, and this looks really nice and bright actually on here. Now I'll have a quick go at this, because sometimes it's a bit temperamental, but basically what you do is, using the instructions, and you can get these measurements off the internet generally, you need to measure both lanes on your track, and as soon as you switch it on, it asks you to enter car number 1's lap. So you press lap distance number 1, you put the distance in, which I'm going to put both these at 600, so I'm going to go 0, 6, 0, 0, and then I'm going to do number 2, and I'm going to go 0, 6, 0, 0. Now obviously they'll be slightly different, but we'll give it a go on this one. And then for this instance, I'm going to press practice. That's now flashing away. When I pop a car on the track, you'll notice that the sound immediately starts. So that's now going, and in fact if you keep your eye on the fuel tank as well, we'll drive one of these round a little bit, and you'll see that the fuel actually goes down quite quick. So let's give it a go. So let's have a look at the fuel. The dog's about to get hit with a car. There we go. So the sound's working, which is good. Fuel's starting to go down. This is recording away, hopefully. Looking promising. And the fuel's not so bad. So you can obviously build bigger tracks, but the bigger track that you build, the more your fuel will go down, which is one of the problems. So really, you need to kind of build quite a small track. Otherwise, you're just going to run out of fuel really quickly. And interestingly, some other cars do drink the fuel a lot quicker. So let's keep going until my fuel light comes on, which is going to be any second now. Oh, there we are. So we will try and get round. And we will fill up the fuel. And now we've got some fuel. What we'll also do on here is we will click on average race speed, and we'll give it a few seconds to work this out. So it thinks we were doing 78.7 miles per hour. So let me just take that off. So you notice as soon as you take your car off, it actually then stops what it was doing, which is quite nice. So that's all three units working pretty good. You can obviously do various other things with the computer. The fuel tank does change dramatically depending on the kind of cars you're racing. So in fact, if we go back to this nice little BMW, as soon as I put it on, remember it's going to switch the sound on. This is on this fuel tank. So we've gone from running that car to this car. So we'll pop that on. And we'll drive this for a few laps, hopefully without crashing it. But if we keep an eye on the fuel gauge, you'll notice that this particular car, remember it's the one on the right, goes down a lot quicker. So there we go, before this rain makes it completely impossible to hear what I'm talking about. There's the three Scalextric components. That's how you wire them in. Don't forget this little bridge wire that you either have to buy one, which is effectively a Scalextric jumper cable, or just make your own. But if you've got any questions, drop me some comments and I'll try and answer it. As you can see, it does work really well, and yeah, it took me 30 years to get all three of them plugged in together and working, but yeah, it was probably worth it. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope that was useful to some people, and I'll catch you on the next video.